Ladies and gentlemen, today I stand before you to talk about a journey that not many people are prepared to take. But it's a journey that every woman at some point in her life must walk alone. A woman, like a flower, grows and blooms in the most unexpected of places. Her strength lies in her resilience, in her ability to stand tall despite the storms that attempt to break her. She is not bound by what the world expects of her, rather, she defines the world with her own terms. And yet, there are moments when she has to walk alone. What does it mean to walk alone? To walk alone is to step into the unknown, to rise above the noise of society's expectations and carve out a path of your own. It is when you dare to follow your dreams when the world tells you to follow the crowd. It is when you speak your truth when the world asks you to remain silent. It is when you decide to heal when the world tells you to move on. But let me tell you, this walk, as challenging as it may be, is not a walk of solitude. For every step a woman takes alone, she is not just walking for herself, she is walking for the generations of women before her, for those who were never allowed to walk at all, and for those who will walk after her. Yes, a woman walks alone, but she is never truly alone. She carries the hopes of countless others who have faced the same struggles, the same doubts, the same fears. The weight of tradition, culture, and expectations may seem heavy, but it is also what fuels her to rise higher. When she walks alone, she does so with the power of the millions of women who have walked before her, paving the way. In our societies, there are those who say a woman's path is limited, that there are rules she must follow, that she must remain in the shadows of others. But today I am here to tell you that the only limits a woman has are the ones she allows. A woman walks alone because she is unapologetically authentic, because she dares to challenge the norms, because she refuses to let anyone define her worth. Her walk is an act of rebellion against injustice, against inequality, against everything that tries to confine her. She is not afraid of the loneliness that sometimes accompanies this walk, because in that loneliness she finds herself, and in finding herself she learns that she is enough. She learns that her voice matters, that her dreams matter, and that the path she creates will one day lead to a world where other women can walk side by side with her, not behind or ahead, but together. So to every woman here today, whether you are at the start of your journey or in the middle of it, remember this: you are walking with courage, with strength, with the power of every woman who has ever fought for her right to be heard, seen, and valued. You are not alone. You may walk alone in the physical sense, but in spirit you walk alongside a sisterhood that spans the globe. And together we will continue to rise, continue to break barriers, continue to pave the way for those who come after us. Every woman's journey is part of a larger, shared struggle for equality. It's not simply the story of an individual overcoming obstacles, but a collective narrative woven with the threads of countless women who have fought for rights, for voice, for recognition. Each step a woman takes, whether she realizes it or not, is a tribute to the struggles and sacrifices of those who came before her. It is a reminder that her personal victories are not isolated events, they are part of a much larger movement for justice, freedom, and equality. The path to equality has never been easy. For centuries, women have faced discrimination, marginalization, and violence. From the right to vote to the right to work, women have fought tirelessly for access to the same opportunities that men have long taken for granted. But every battle fought, every door opened, and every voice raised has brought society a step closer to a more just and equitable world. And each woman, in her own way, has contributed to this collective struggle. This struggle for equality is not merely about fighting for what women deserve, it is about fighting for what is right. When a woman steps forward to demand equality, she is not just advocating for herself, but for the entire community of women who have been denied the same rights. And she understands that the fight is not just personal, it is collective, and her victory, no matter how small it may seem, is a victory for every woman, every girl, and every person who has ever been held back by systemic inequality. It is important to recognize that the struggle for equality is ongoing. While much progress has been made, women still face significant barriers in every corner of the world. Women are still underrepresented in leadership roles, still earn less than men for the same work, still face violence, discrimination, and societal expectations that limit their potential. However, each step a woman takes, each challenge she faces, and each success she achieves brings us closer to a world where women are truly equal. In every woman's journey, we see the ripple effect of past struggles and the hope for future progress. This collective struggle is not just about fighting for legal rights or political representation, it is also about breaking down the deeply ingrained cultural and social norms that dictate what women can or cannot do. For many women, this means confronting long-standing traditions that limit their autonomy, their freedom, and their potential. It means standing up against a system that often expects women to be quiet, to follow rules, and to remain in the background. It means challenging the belief that women are defined by their relationships to others, whether as daughters, wives, or mothers, and asserting that they have the right to define themselves, to choose their own path, and to create their own future. In many ways, the fight for equality is also about transforming how women see themselves. It's about breaking free from the limitations imposed by society and embracing the idea that women are not only capable but powerful. For generations, women have been taught to downplay their abilities, to put others first, and to accept their place in the world. But as women continue to fight for equality, they are learning to see themselves as equals, to recognize their own value, and to claim their power. Each woman's journey toward equality is unique. For some, it means fighting against legal or political barriers. For others, it means overcoming the cultural and societal expectations that limit their potential. But no matter the form it takes, every woman's struggle is part of a larger movement. The victories may be small, but they add up. They create a momentum that, over time, changes the fabric of society. This shared struggle is also marked by solidarity. Women, throughout history, have found strength in community. The fight for equality has never been a solitary journey. Whether it is the women's suffrage movement, the feminist movement, or the fight for equal pay and reproductive rights, women have always banded together to push for change. When one woman speaks out, others listen. When one woman fights for her rights, she inspires others to do the same. This solidarity is a powerful force for change. It reminds women that they are not alone, that their struggle is part of a larger shared fight, and that every voice matters. The solidarity among women is not limited to those in the same circumstances or the same part of the world. Women's struggles are interconnected regardless of nationality, race, or class. The fight for women's rights is not confined to one specific group, it is a global movement. The struggles faced by women in one part of the world echo the struggles faced by women in another. Women of different backgrounds, cultures, and experiences find common ground in their shared desire for equality and justice. And in this unity, there is power. One of the most profound aspects of the shared struggle for equality is the role that women play in shaping future generations. As each woman fights for her rights, she paves the way for the next generation. Every woman who demands equal pay, every woman who stands up against violence, every woman who refuses to be silenced is creating a better world for the girls who will come after her. The journey toward equality is not just about improving the present, it is about creating a future where the barriers women face today no longer exist. The struggle for equality is about building a world where the dreams, potential, and voices of women are heard and valued in the same way as those of men. It's also important to recognize that the fight for women's equality does not end with legal or political victories. True equality requires a change in mindset, in cultural attitudes, and in the way society values women. The work is ongoing. As much as women have achieved, there is still work to be done. The struggle for equality requires constant vigilance, constant advocacy, and a continuous effort to break down the barriers that still exist. Every woman who walks this path, whether by breaking glass ceilings in the workplace or challenging cultural norms in her community, adds to the momentum of this larger movement. Moreover, this collective struggle for equality is not just about women, it is a struggle that involves everyone. Men, too, must be part of the conversation. True equality cannot be achieved without the active involvement of men in challenging traditional gender norms and advocating for equal rights. The fight for equality is not a competition between the genders, it is a shared responsibility. Women need the support of men to challenge the structures of power that perpetuate inequality, and men need to understand that equality benefits everyone. When women rise, society as a whole rises. A world where women are equal is a better world for all. The struggle for equality is also a fight for freedom. Freedom to choose, freedom to dream, freedom to live without fear of discrimination or violence. Every woman who pushes back against societal norms, who demands the same rights as men, is fighting for the freedom to live life on her own terms. She is fighting for the freedom to decide what her life will look like, to choose her path, and to be valued for who she is. And in this freedom, there is empowerment, a power that ripples out and transforms society, one step at a time. The journey toward equality is not a destination, it is an ongoing process, one that requires persistence, strength, and solidarity. Every woman's journey is part of this larger narrative, contributing to the progress that has been made and to the progress still to come. The struggle for equality is not just about achieving a goal, it is about changing the world, creating a future where women are free to be who they truly are, where they are valued, respected, and empowered. Each woman's story is a thread in this tapestry of change, and together, women will continue to build a more just and equal world for generations to come. A woman dares to challenge societal expectations and create her own path. From the moment a girl is born, society begins to carve out a predefined role for her, dictating how she should behave, what she should aspire to, and even how she should look. These societal expectations are often steeped in tradition, shaped by culture, and reinforced by centuries of norms that have become ingrained in the collective consciousness. A woman's challenge, then, is not simply to live her life, but to carve out her own space in a world that often seeks to constrain her potential and define her value based on outdated standards. For many women, this journey begins early in life, when they first become aware of the differences in how they are treated compared to boys. From childhood, the world often teaches them that their worth is determined by their appearance, their ability to care for others, and their compliance with certain rules. These lessons are reinforced by family, peers, the media, and even institutions of education. The message is clear: this is the path you are supposed to follow, and deviating from it can lead to judgment, ridicule, or even exclusion. Yet it is in the defiance of these expectations that true empowerment lies. A woman who dares to challenge these norms is not merely rebelling against authority, she is asserting her right to exist as she truly is, not as society expects her to be. The courage it takes to defy societal expectations can be overwhelming. It requires the strength to reject the comfort of conformity and the security of being accepted by others. It demands a willingness to take risks, to face criticism, and to endure the discomfort that comes with forging an unconventional path. For some women, the decision to challenge expectations might be a conscious choice, an act of defiance against a system that tries to limit their potential. For others, the challenge might emerge more subtly as they grow into themselves and realize that their true identity does not align with the roles they have been told to play. One of the most significant areas where women face societal pressure is in their professional lives. From an early age, girls are often told that certain careers are not for them. They are encouraged to pursue paths that align with traditional gender roles, carrying professions like teaching, nursing, or social work, while careers in science, technology, engineering, and mathematics, STEM, for instance, are often deemed out of reach for women. Women are told that they are not suited for leadership positions, that they must be more passive, nurturing, and cooperative. Yet, as women continue to challenge these societal expectations, we see that they are capable of excelling in any field they choose. From women who lead major corporations to those who break barriers in fields like physics, law, and politics, women are proving time and time again that there is no profession or role they cannot inhabit. The challenges women face in the workplace, however, are not just about pursuing careers that society deems suitable for them. They also face the complex and difficult challenge of navigating the gender biases and prejudices that still pervade many industries. Women often have to work harder to be taken seriously, their achievements frequently dismissed or minimized. They are expected to prove their competence over and over again, while their male counterparts are often given the benefit of the doubt. Yet, in spite of these challenges, countless women have risen to the top of their professions, defying the odds and rewriting the narrative for future generations. They show that challenging societal expectations is not only possible, it is transformative. Beyond the workplace, societal expectations about how a woman should look and behave can be just as limiting. From the time a girl is young, she is told that her value lies in her appearance. The media bombards women with images of the ideal. Woman thin, beautiful, youthful, and this becomes the standard by which they are expected to measure themselves. Women are taught to be modest, to be reserved, to be passive, and to fit into these narrow ideals of femininity. But when women challenge these beauty standards and refuse to be confined by them, they begin to change the very definition of beauty itself. The idea of resilience is often misunderstood. Resilience is not just about enduring hardship or simply bouncing back from setbacks. It's about the inner strength to continue moving forward, even when the world around you feels like it's collapsing. It is about learning how to rise, not just after a fall, but in the face of every challenge that life throws at you. Resilience is a dynamic process. It's not a single event or a fixed trait, but rather an ongoing, evolving practice of confronting adversity and finding the courage to keep going. For many women, resilience is not merely an abstract concept, but a way of life, a daily choice to persevere, to continue fighting for themselves and others, no matter how difficult the road may seem. For women, resilience often takes on a deeper meaning because of the unique challenges they face. The struggle against systemic inequality, societal expectations, and sometimes even personal hardships can make resilience feel like a constant battle. Women are often forced to juggle multiple roles and responsibilities, balancing careers, families, social obligations, and their own personal aspirations, all while confronting expectations that may feel suffocating. The resilience required to navigate these demands is not just about surviving, it's about finding strength in the face of adversity and learning to thrive despite the obstacles that come their way. Resilience is about recognizing that setbacks and failures are not permanent. It's about acknowledging that hardships are a part of life and that they don't define a woman's worth or potential. Every failure is simply an opportunity to learn and grow. Each time a woman faces rejection, disappointment, or heartache, she has a choice to let it define her or to use it as fuel for her next move. This mindset is critical because resilience is built on the foundation of perspective. Women who can view challenges as temporary, who can see failure as a stepping stone towards something better, are the ones who are able to push forward with determination and courage. This resilience is not something that comes automatically. It is learned over time, often through life experiences that demand it. For many women, the ability to stay strong in the face of adversity is something that is forged through trials and hardships that others may not fully understand. Whether it's dealing with discrimination in the workplace, facing societal pressures to conform to traditional gender roles, or managing personal struggles like grief or illness, women often have to dig deep within themselves to find the strength to keep going. In these moments, resilience is not a passive quality, but an active choice, a decision to persist, to keep moving forward, even when it feels like the odds are stacked against them. One of the most powerful aspects of resilience is its connection to self-belief. To be resilient, a woman must first believe in herself, in her worth, and in her ability to overcome the obstacles she faces. It is this unwavering self-belief that allows women to keep going even when the world around them tries to convince them otherwise. It is what empowers them to rise above criticism, rejection, or failure. Resilience is about having the confidence to trust in one's own abilities, to recognize that setbacks are not an indication of personal inadequacy, but simply a part of the journey toward growth and success. Without this self-belief, resilience becomes much harder to sustain, because a woman will struggle to see the point of persevering if she does not believe in her own value and potential. Resilience also requires a sense of purpose. When a woman knows why she is doing something, whether it's pursuing a career, fighting for social change, or caring for her family, she is more likely to keep going when times get tough. A strong sense of purpose acts as a guiding light, helping her to stay focused and motivated even in the face of adversity. It gives her the reason to push through the hard times and the strength to keep moving forward, even when the path ahead is unclear. A sense of purpose provides a roadmap during the darkest times, reminding a woman of her goals and the bigger picture, making it easier to navigate the obstacles that arise along the way. Furthermore, resilience is not a solitary endeavor. While it is a deeply personal trait, it is often nurtured and strengthened through relationships and community. Women are known for their ability to build strong networks of support, whether it's through family, friends, or other women who share similar experiences. These relationships provide not only emotional support but also practical assistance during difficult times. Having a support system helps women to feel less isolated and more empowered, giving them the confidence and encouragement they need to keep going. Whether it's someone to talk to, a mentor to guide them, or simply a friend to lend a helping hand, these connections can be crucial in building and maintaining resilience. Another essential component of resilience is adaptability. Life rarely goes according to plan, and the ability to adjust to changing circumstances is vital for women who are trying to stay strong in the face of adversity. This flexibility allows women to pivot when necessary, to find new solutions to problems, and to stay open to new opportunities. Resilient women do not become fixated on a single path. They understand that sometimes the best way forward is through unexpected avenues. This adaptability doesn't mean giving up or settling for less. Rather, it means remaining open to change, to learning, and to growth. Resilience is about embracing life's challenges as opportunities to evolve and become stronger. While resilience often involves moving forward despite difficulties, it also requires the wisdom to know when to pause, reflect, and rest. In a world that celebrates constant productivity and hustle, it can be easy to overlook the importance of self-care in the process of building resilience. But rest is not a sign of weakness, it is a vital part of the process. Without rest, a woman risks burning out and her resilience becomes unsustainable. Taking time to recharge allows a woman to maintain her strength, regain perspective, and return to her challenges with renewed energy and focus. It is not only important to keep going, but to do so in a way that honors one's physical, emotional, and mental well-being. At the heart of resilience is the ability to remain grounded in one's values and beliefs. Resilient women are often those who have a deep understanding of who they are and what they stand for. They are guided by their core values, and these values serve as a source of strength when they face difficult decisions or are confronted with challenges that test their resolve. Whether it's a commitment to justice, a belief in equality, or a dedication to personal growth, a strong set of values provides a foundation that helps women to stay focused and driven, even in the face of adversity. Resilience is also a reflection of a woman's ability to find meaning in her struggles. The process of overcoming hardship is often transformative. It teaches lessons, builds character, and fosters personal growth. For many women, the challenges they face help them to discover their true strength and capabilities. The experience of resilience becomes a source of empowerment, allowing women to recognize the depths of their own inner resources. With each struggle, they learn more about themselves, their limits, and their potential. In this way, resilience not only helps women to survive difficult times, but also to thrive, because it leads to self-discovery and personal transformation. Resilience is a powerful force, not only for women but for society as a whole. When women embrace resilience, they become agents of change. Their perseverance in the face of challenges creates a ripple effect that can inspire others to be resilient as well. As women continue to fight for their rights, for equality, and for a better future, their resilience becomes a beacon of hope and strength for all who follow in their footsteps. In this way, resilience is not just about individual survival, it's about collective empowerment, about lifting each other up, and about building a world where every woman has the strength to face her challenges and rise above them. In a world that often encourages conformity, the act of embracing individuality is both powerful and radical. To step away from the mainstream, to create a space where one can exist freely without the burden of fitting into a predetermined mold, is an act of immense courage. For women, the journey to self-discovery and acceptance often requires not only a deep inner strength, but a defiance against a system that tells them who they should be. The journey of embracing one's true self is a lifelong process of breaking free from the expectations and limitations imposed by society and reclaiming one's power. It is a journey that begins with the realization that one is worthy of being authentic, worthy of expressing individuality without fear or shame. From an early age, many women are conditioned to adhere to social norms and expectations. These norms are reinforced through media, culture, family, and society at large. Girls are taught how to act, how to dress, how to speak, and even how to dream within very specific boundaries. These boundaries are often not just suggested but enforced, subtly or overtly, and women are penalized when they deviate from them. Whether it's through microaggressions, criticism, or exclusion, women are often reminded that their individuality is less important than their ability to fit into the roles that have been assigned to them. Yet, the act of embracing individuality is a declaration that no one, especially not society, has the right to dictate who a woman should be. Embracing individuality is about acknowledging that each person's journey is unique and valid. No two women have the same life experiences, and no two women have the same needs, desires, or dreams. Each woman has the right to define herself, to carve out her own identity, and to pursue her own path. This process is not one of selfishness or rebellion, rather, it is an act of self-empowerment and self-love. In a world that often tries to place women into neat boxes, individuality becomes an act of resistance. It is the refusal to be defined by anyone else's standards but one's own. It is about living authentically without apology. The challenges to embracing individuality are numerous. Women face constant pressure to conform to beauty standards, to societal expectations of femininity, and to the roles they are supposed to play in society. These pressures can be overwhelming, especially when the world around them constantly reinforces these ideals. The beauty industry alone is a multi-billion-dollar industry that thrives on making women feel inadequate unless they meet a very narrow set of standards. Women are told that their value lies in their appearance, that they must look a certain way to be worthy of love, attention, and respect. This creates a system where women's individuality becomes secondary to their conformity to external standards. However, when women begin to reject these standards and embrace their own sense of beauty, they not only reclaim their individuality, but they also redefine what it means to be beautiful. They begin to see themselves through their own eyes, rather than through the lens of a society that profits from their insecurities. Beauty, in this sense, becomes an expression of who they truly are, not just a superficial attribute to be scrutinized and judged. It is about embracing one's natural features, recognizing the inherent beauty and diversity, and finding power in self-expression. Women who embrace their individuality in this way create a ripple effect, encouraging others to do the same and changing the cultural narrative about what it means to be beautiful. Beyond the physical realm, individuality is also challenged in the way women are expected to behave. There are rigid expectations about how women should carry themselves, how they should speak, how they should interact with others, and how they should express their emotions. Women are often told that they must be gentle, nurturing, and accommodating, traits that are often associated with their gender. A woman's strength lies in her ability to overcome challenges and grow through adversity. This resilience is not just about enduring hardships, but about rising stronger with each experience, each struggle, and each battle fought. It is a quality that often defines a woman's journey, shaping her into a force capable of transforming the world around her. Resilience is a concept that goes far beyond simply surviving difficult circumstances. It is about adapting, learning, and pushing forward even when the world around you tells you to stop. For women, resilience often takes on a different form due to the unique challenges they face in a society that continuously tests their worth and capabilities. Whether it's dealing with societal expectations, gender discrimination, or navigating personal struggles, the resilience a woman displays is both a defense mechanism and a strength that propels her forward. The ability to keep moving forward despite the obstacles is a defining trait that has always marked the journeys of women throughout history. For many women, the path is not easy, and there are no guarantees of success. The challenges can seem insurmountable at times, but it is during these moments that resilience is born. It is in the midst of adversity that a woman often discovers just how capable she is of overcoming the odds. Resilience does not come from a place of comfort, it comes from struggle. It is the act of rising up, no matter how many times you fall. In the face of adversity, women often have to summon an inner strength that they never knew existed. This resilience is a reflection of their ability to endure without breaking, to hold on when everything around them seems to be falling apart. It is an unwavering belief that no matter how difficult the journey becomes, they can still emerge on the other side. This strength isn't always visible, but it is always present. For women who have experienced trauma or hardship, resilience becomes a survival mechanism. It's the quiet voice that says, "I will get through this even when the world seems to be collapsing." It is the voice that encourages a woman to pick herself up again, dust herself off, and continue the fight. Resilience is the force that allows a woman to reclaim her power when life tries to take it away. It is the fire that burns in her heart when everything around her feels cold and dark. The resilience of a woman is not just about facing the challenges of life head-on, but about learning from those challenges. It is about finding meaning in the pain, understanding that every difficulty, no matter how hard it may seem at the time, can lead to personal growth. A woman's ability to reflect on her experiences and learn from them is what sets her apart. She understands that setbacks are not permanent, they are simply opportunities to evolve and become stronger. It is the constant process of growth, learning, and transformation that defines her resilience. A woman's resilience is also deeply rooted in her ability to heal. The strength to heal from emotional wounds, to forgive herself and others, and to continue moving forward is a testament to her inner power. Healing, however, is not always a linear process. There are days when the scars are fresh and the weight of the past feels unbearable. Yet, it is in those moments that a woman's resilience is tested the most. She might stumble, but she never stays down for long. She finds ways to rise again, each time becoming more powerful, more determined, and more aware of her worth. In many ways, resilience is a way of reclaiming control over one's life. In a world that often seeks to dictate the roles women should play, resilience is silent rebellion. It is a refusal to be defined by circumstances, by failures, or by anyone's expectations. A woman who is resilient is a woman who knows that she is the author of her own story, and no matter how many pages are filled with struggles, the ending will always be hers to decide. This quality of resilience is particularly important for women who find themselves in roles where they must constantly prove themselves. In professional environments, women often face the challenge of being underestimated, overlooked, or judged based on their gender. Yet, time and time again, women demonstrate resilience by pushing through these obstacles, by working harder and smarter to prove their worth. They rise to the occasion when others doubt them, often achieving success in spite of the odds stacked against them. This resilience does not simply come from the desire to prove others wrong, it comes from the deep-rooted knowledge that they are capable of achieving greatness, no matter what obstacles they face. In personal life, resilience is equally essential. Women often wear many hats, balancing responsibilities in the home, at work, and in their communities. This constant juggling of multiple roles can be exhausting, but it also builds a strength that can withstand life's most difficult moments. A woman who is resilient understands that she does not need to be perfect, she just needs to keep going, to keep trying, and to keep believing in herself. Each challenge she faces only adds to her capacity to endure and thrive. For women who have faced injustice, discrimination, or violence, resilience becomes an act of defiance. It is a refusal to let others define them by their experiences or their pain. It is a way of taking back their power, of reclaiming their dignity in a world that may try to strip it away. The resilience of women who have faced such adversity is extraordinary, for it is not just the ability to survive, it is the ability to rise again and transform their pain into purpose. These women become symbols of strength, role models for others who may be facing similar challenges, showing them that it is possible to break free from the chains of oppression and live a life of freedom, peace, and empowerment. Resilience is not a trait that comes easily. It is developed over time through trial and error, through the highs and lows of life. It is nurtured in the quiet moments when a woman reflects on her past and uses it as fuel to propel her into a better future. It is forged in the fires of hardship, shaped by the challenges that she faces, and tempered by her ability to learn from those experiences. But resilience is also about connection. Women are not isolated in their struggles. They draw strength from each other, from the communities they build, from the women who have gone before them and the ones who will come after. Resilience is often nurtured in solidarity, in the shared experiences of women who support one another, who lift each other up when one is down. This shared resilience creates a collective force, one that cannot be easily broken. When one woman stands tall, she inspires another to do the same. Through resilience, a woman learns that she is not defined by her circumstances. She is defined by her response to them. And it is this response, this unyielding strength in the face of adversity, that becomes the foundation of her success, her happiness, and her ability to change the world. Walking alone is often synonymous with embracing one's true self unapologetically. For many women, authenticity is not merely a choice but a necessity. The path to authenticity is not always easy. It is a journey filled with challenges, doubts, and societal pressures that attempt to define what a woman should be. Yet the act of walking alone allows a woman to step into her own power and claim her identity without the constraints imposed by others. In a world that constantly tries to tell women who they should be, authenticity becomes an act of rebellion. Society often expects women to conform to look a certain standards, to look a certain way, to act a certain way, to follow a prescribed path. These expectations can be overwhelming, and the pressure to fit in can lead to feelings of inadequacy and self-doubt. Yet when a woman chooses to walk alone, she chooses to reject the standards set for her by others. She chooses to listen to her own voice instead of the noise of the world around her. The decision to walk alone is often born from a deep desire to find clarity, to discover one's true purpose, and to create a life that is meaningful on her own terms. Walking alone means acknowledging one's own worth, despite the judgment of others. It is about having the courage to pursue what feels right, even if it defies expectations or challenges the status quo. For many women, this journey to authenticity is a deeply personal one. It is not just about defying external pressures, but also about confronting internal fears and insecurities that hold them back. The path to authenticity is not always straightforward. There are moments of self-doubt, moments when the fear of rejection or failure threatens to derail the journey. But it is precisely during these moments that a woman must draw on her inner strength to stay true to herself. Authenticity is about embracing who you are, even when the world tells you to be someone else. It is about owning your flaws and imperfections, accepting them as part of your story, and refusing to hide behind a mask that society expects you to wear. For many women, walking alone is an act of self-empowerment. It is an affirmation that they do not need validation from others to feel worthy. Society often tells women that their worth is defined by their relationships with others, whether as daughters, wives, mothers, or colleagues. But the truth is that a woman's worth is inherent, not dependent on anyone else's perception of her. When a woman walks alone, she is claiming her own space in the world. She is saying that she is enough, just as she is, without the need for external approval. Authenticity also means embracing one's individuality. Every woman is unique with her own experiences, values, and dreams. To walk alone is to honor that uniqueness, to embrace what makes you different, and to refuse to be molded into someone else's version of what a woman should be. It is a celebration of the diversity of women's experiences and the acknowledgement that there is no one right way to be a woman. Walking alone means recognizing that every woman's journey is valid, regardless of whether it aligns with societal expectations or not. When a woman chooses to walk alone, she often faces criticism, judgment, and even isolation. There are those who will question her choices, who will tell her that she is being selfish or unrealistic. But this judgment is a reflection of society's discomfort with a woman who chooses to define her own path. It is a discomfort with the power that comes from women claiming their autonomy. However, these criticisms should not deter a woman from staying true to herself. Instead, they should serve as a reminder that authenticity is rarely accepted without resistance. The more a woman remains true to her own values and beliefs, the stronger her sense of self becomes. In addition to external judgment, walking alone also requires confronting internal fears. It is easy to succumb to the pressure of conformity when one is surrounded by others who seem to have it all together. It's tempting to follow the crowd, to take the easy path, or to live up to the expectations placed on you. However, true authenticity requires a willingness to step into the unknown and trust yourself. It requires acknowledging that there will be mistakes along the way, but that these mistakes do not define you. They are simply part of the process of becoming who you are meant to be. This courage to walk alone is not always about physical isolation, but about standing firm in one's beliefs, even when they differ from the mainstream. It is about rejecting the societal scripts that dictate what a woman should do, say, or be, and instead, writing her own narrative. It is about finding the strength to walk away from relationships, jobs, or situations that do not honor who you are. Walking alone is not about being alone forever, but about finding the clarity and confidence to make choices that align with your true self. The beauty of authenticity is that it attracts the right people into your life. When a woman walks alone, she may feel isolated at first, but over time, she will find her tribe, those who support her, encourage her, and accept her for who she truly is.